Hey guys, welcome to another video here. Got another deck tech today, and today we are doing the Jeskai cycling deck. Now it's called Jeskai, but it's really just Boros, as you can see. It's called Jeskai because it runs some blue lands, or some blue spells, and also in this case we run a black spell. Anyways, I wanted to cover this deck because it has shown up a lot in the Magic Fest onlines. And it really impressed me to see it, because when I originally looked at it, it looked, like just kind of a cluster of cards, that all said cycling. But upon further analysis, it's really great to see such a cheap deck. This deck is completely made of commons and uncommons, except for Sacred Foundry and Luris. Every single other card that you see right here, in this middle pile right here, is a common or an uncommon. And on Entity Goldfish, it's currently, first of all, second in the meta at I believe roughly 13% of the meta, which is very impressive for, again, being made completely out of commons and uncommons. But also it is $77. So obviously there are no paper tournaments going on right now because of COVID. But if you are someone who already has a playset of Sacred Foundries in your possession, whether it's in paper or online, this is a really good option. So I wanted to cover it and go it over, and we'll play some games in the ranked standard. So our threats here are, so first of all, again, going back to the non-Boros cards here: Startling Development, Frostveil Ambush, and Boon of the Wishgiver, and Memory Leak. We're never casting. They are simply there to be 1-mana cyclers, which is pretty important in this list. As you see, every single card besides Valiant Rescuer, I believe, cycles for 1. So that's really valuable because, as you can see, we run very few lands here. We run 20, 18, even less. So yeah, that's what we're working with here. So so those cards are simply there to be cyclers, and they're meant to synergize with various cards here. So first of all, Flourishing Fox, which you play on turn 1 and can get very big, very fast. Right on turn 2, it can even be a 3/3. So that's why the 1-mana cyclers are especially crucial for cards like Flourishing Fox. And then you have the Draenith cards. You have Draenith Healer and Draenith Stinger. One gains its life, one loses, or one has our opponent lose life. So just kind of there to be kind of cheap cyclers, but also can provide us value. This card is pretty significant in the mirror or against the Cat Oven decks of the format. And then you have Valiant Rescuer, which seems pretty unassuming. Only being able to make 1 token a turn seemed bad to me, but then if you are making 1 during your opponent's turn, it actually stacks up and can end games pretty fast for decks that do not have a good way to deal with wide boards. So very impressive card. Then you just have Footfall Crater and Go for Blood. Go for Blood, I don't find myself casting often. It's typically just there to be removal in a jiffy. And then Footfall Crater, I didn't think I would cast often, but just be surprised how much, especially with Luris. That's the other thing, is that Luris works pretty well with all these cycling cards, where typically you wouldn't want to cycle, your Draenith Stingers. But with Luris on the battlefield, you can feel free to cycle it and then cast it immediately, which is pretty impressive. And then last but not least, to top off the curve, we have Zenith Flare, which can do a ton of damage in the late game, and can kind of just win games out of nowhere. So that is it. You have threats and you have cyclers. So let's get into it. Alright. Let's take a look at our opening hands here. So this hand looks pretty solid. You have Flourishing Fox on turn 1, and then 2 1-mana cyclers, as well as Zenith Flares to finish it off. So definitely wanting to keep that. Alright, I'm going to lead off on Flourishing Fox. I didn't even realize we were on the play. Kind of an issue with me in Arena is I never checked that. But that was fantastic draw. The blue mana has me worried. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I'm not sure if I should be playing Flourishing Fox or double cycling here. This is a position that I haven't found myself in often. I think I'm going to lead with the Flourishing Fox and cycle. I think that's going to be more important. That was very lucky of us. And drawing the land here is nice. So drawing the land means that if we cast, we're one step closer to casting Zenith Flare, but also, okay, Force is a good sign because it means they're casting something like Growth Spiral. That's very nice. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cycle this first. Make our dudes very big. All right, that's even better. Cycle, cycle, cycle. And here you really see the advantage of having all of these 1-mana cyclers is we are attacking for 10 on turn 3. Do not see how they can come out of this very easily. I think our opponent is just dead here. I don't know what they could have. They could have bounce our Brazen Borrower, bounce our creature with Brazen Borrower. Yeah, okay. So you see, we won that game in 3, well, potentially 4 turns. That is how much pressure Flourishing Fox and the 1-mana cyclers can put on our opponents very, very quickly. So, very impressive first game here. I have a feeling we're going to be playing a lot of games because these games are going to go real fast. Once again, Flourishing Fox and 1-mana cyclers. Can't ask for much more. It's okay. This is not the typical deck that I usually see. I'm just going to play the Flourishing Fox. This looks like... Oh, this looks like the... Okay. So no blocks here. I think we're just going to double cycle. Don't really want to cast the Dranith Healer here. It would be nice, but yeah, I'm just going to cycle both. Get in there. Kind of have a race situation on our hands, which might actually make the Dranith Healer worth it. Okay. Yeah, so definitely look. Does that give it lifelink? Oh, it does. Oh, that's brutal. It gives it vigilance. Yeah. So now we're in a little bit of a pickle. Because now they can have the 1-mana card that gives +2/+2 and indestructible to an enchanted creature. I don't think we can win if we attack and they have it. Since it becomes 7/7, I think we can win if they don't. I actually think I'm going to play the Dranith Healer here. Yeah. I'm going to play the Dranith Healer and hope that the Dranith Healer can kind of like help us stabilize a little bit. Yeah, very wary of the possibility of that card. Okay. Not exactly sure what that means. Yeah, we're a rough spot here, and this is kind of the issue of the deck, is once our opponent gets a large creature down early, not sure what we can do. Yeah, so now we have to block. I have to block the Dranith Healer and just kind of let our dude die. We're gonna gain 1 life, but not really what this deck wants to be doing. Footfall Crater is not what this deck wants to be seeing right now. Honestly, not even sure what this deck could draw at this point. Yeah, honestly not sure how this deck wins from this position. Valiant Protector is actually kind of nice, now that I think about it. This might be how, I like how I say, how does this deck win? And I draw how the deck wins from this position. So it looks like Valiant Protector is probably going to be what's going to happen. I'm not going to do it now, I'm going to wait, just in case they have something. But Valiant Protector is probably going to help us out a lot here. Okay. Casting Ginger Brute, okay. Oh, they have... I forgot about that. Yeah, we're dead. I don't think there was anything we could do about that. I completely forgot about Ginger Brute's ability. Well, you can see what we would have drawn. That is brutal. Yeah, I don't think this deck can beat that. That is very rare. Oh, well, there's a Go for Blood, but that's not going to help us out. Alright. So, game kind of going fast, but not in the way we wanted it. Yeah, it seems like a very hard matchup if they have the turn 1 Ginger Brute. Specifically Ginger Brute, because this deck only has one way of giving creatures haste, and I don't think you want to be casting Footfall Crater as often as you think. Alright. So let's see. Alright, so... So here's where it gets the issue of our hand is pretty decent. We're on the draw, actually. Okay, on the draw changes things. So since we're on the draw, I will keep this because we have a ton of 1 mana cyclers. But it might put us at risk. But I think it's worth it. Gonna pass. So here it looks like we're playing against the Yorion Fires deck. The thing about these decks is okay. I was gonna say it's unclear if they're playing Luca. That lets us know that they're playing Luca most likely. Just gonna cycle this. Alright. That was nice. I think we're just gonna play that. I think we're just gonna play the Draenei Stinger and try and get beats on. Yep. The issue is that we don't have a good way of combating the Luca into Agent of Treachery play, and since we don't run a ton of lands, it's really might look bad on us. Drawing the land makes me want to play the Draenei Stinger here, and just cycle more cards. I'm not going to bother attacking, obviously. Not sure why they passed. Oh, they're just playing Omen. Okay. Him gaining 2 life is actually kind of annoying. Yeah, so definitely the Luca variant. Okay, so it's fires. The shock, so I'm expecting a play here. Interesting. Not exactly sure what that means, having 4 mana up. Probably some form of counterspell. Okay. I kind of like the Draenei Rescue here, but I think it's worth playing, actually. Even if they're going to counter, if they might counter it. Like a Mystical Dispute here counters it, but that requires a lot from them. They could just play another Omen. Yeah, they could just be playing another Omen. I'm going to cycle here because I'm going to get another, I'll get a dude. And I'm going to get an extra dude from cycling on their turn. That was what I was mentioning earlier. Knowing how that works is kind of the only weird thing about the deck, and also like knowing when to cycle. Yeah. Drew a lot of Go for Bloods here. So yeah, we're fine just chilling, it seems. Even if they play Agent of Treachery and take a land, probably going to draw into stuff. The issue is that Shark Typhoon That's not what I was expecting, but that's actually okay. Shock Typhoon does not put that much pressure on us, especially with the Drain of Healer. That's going to come down sometime in the near future. Yeah, not sure what to do about these Gopher Bloods. Definitely cycling at least one, because I have so many. Alright. So they actually can't cast Luca here. They can cast Fires into Luca. Yeah. So we'll see what they do here. Having 2 Stingers is actually really nice because it heavily decreases the amount of cycling you need to do. Okay. Yorion. Okay, they're just gonna blink their Omen. It's actually kinda good for us. They must have had a pretty suboptimal hand. I'm just gonna cycle this now. There's nothing that's relevant. Okay, there's a Zenith Flare. There's a Footfall Crater too. I think I'm just gonna cycle that now. I don't think there's anything in here. I guess they are putting it. Oh, they're playing it as a flyer. That does put a little bit of pressure on me. Could just cycle. Yeah, I think I want to hit another land here. Did not hit the land. I think I'm just going to play the Drain of Healer. Probably should have played that first. Yeah, that was a little bit of a misplay. Missed 1 life there. But I think it's fine. Yeah, just going to pass. And cycle on the end of their turn. Yeah, you can kind of see how the making all the 1/1s would elevate the card. Yeah, I think Valiant Press here is definitely one of the more powerful cards. Sometimes I do end up boarding it out, although this is just best of ones. Not really sure what they could have that they're debating over. Might be another Shark Typhoon, about whether like to play Shark Typhoon, or cycle Shark Typhoon or play something else. But I'm not sure what they play, or what they wouldn't play. Okay. Combat here, they're probably attacking for 6. Yeah. There's not much we can do about this besides try and build up for a big Zenith Flare. Interesting. So I'm gonna block these guys. And then I think I'm just gonna put the Drain of Stinger in front of one of them. Yeah. Just take 6. Not really sure why they would do that. Okay. That confuses me a little bit. I see. Okay, that makes sense. I will still cycle, obviously. Okay. I get to draw a card. That's not the worst. Very strange. Yeah, I'm guessing that they don't have fires, but they have Luca, and they wanted to draw. Yeah, they wanted to draw another source like that. So we have Flourishing Fox. I'm actually not going to. That was close. I was actually going to cycle, but I don't think I'm actually going to do that. I'm actually just going to pass. Because now I can cycle 3 times. If they play the Luca into Agent of Treachery thing, which they actually can't do unless they have a creature. So, that actually prevents that play. Interesting. So they get a copy of it. Okay. Oh, and then next turn they're gonna do the Luca thing. Yeah. Okay. I was like, that was such a weird play. I feel like there was something better to do than that, but alright. So we're gonna do our cycling stuff. So there's another land. I think we're just gonna cycle these Gopher Bloods just to make our Zenith Flare ginormous. Never mind. We're gonna cycle the Starting Link development. Okay, got all of our stuff. So, play our mount. I'm gonna play our planes here actually, because we might decide to cast Luris, and our mana's not that intensive. So we do a Footfall Crater, and I think that's the play I want to make here. Is just play Luris, cast the Footfall Crater, and make our dude have trample. Put on this. And I'm just gonna attack. And assuming that they block, I will give it trample. Alright, so they are dead to the Zenith Flare, presumably. So if they do the Luca play, we have won the game, as far as I see it. There might be some small things that change it up. There's no way that they can wreck me by taking my lands. There's no way that they can mana screw me. So yeah, if they play Luca here, we win, which is what I expect. Like Luca, take Flourishing Fox, Elspeth Conquers Death, sure. Yeah, I don't think this deck runs counter spells. I'm gonna look this up. I'm pretty sure this deck does not run counter spells. It might run some amount of Mystical Disputes. Nope, it runs 0 Mystical Disputes. Okay, we have won the game. This is kind of where playing like the meta decks bites you, is your opponent knows that you do not have certain types of cards. So yeah, we're just gonna cycle. Let's play this first, because it'll be relevant. Yeah. Let's cycle. They have 2 mana up. Zenith, flare them, pull up. Gotta auto tap because they suck. Exact lethal. Alright. So the Shadow of the Sky play confused me, and also the Mythos play wasn't very powerful. But I guess they wanted to save their Elspeth Conqueror's Death. But, alright. So, seemed like unless they got an early Yorion, that's a good matchup for us. So, that might be a reason to play the deck, since a lot of people are playing the Yorion deck right now, at least in terms of the top tables. Alright, here we have a lot of threats, and only one cycler, but here, like the Draenith healer can function as a cycler. Probably not going to end up even try and cast it. Another Yorion deck. This looks like a different flavor of the Yorion deck. Probably Grixis Yorion. Which is funny enough, because they can actually still have the Luca strategy. But I don't think they do. Okay. Not sure what that entails. But I think I'm just going to go in for 1. Okay, Woman of the Sea is interesting. So, what does that tell me? It tells me that they didn't have any too many interaction piece. So, but I think I'm just going to hit them for 1 and play a Valiant Rescuer. I don't expect them to have any kind of 3-mana mass disruption, so they play like, wow. Just was not expecting that. That is very surprising. And that actually is excruciatingly bad because of Luris. Like if they play another one here, I think we might just lose. Alright. Looks like they don't have it. We're gonna cycle this first. Should always probably just cycle your card, the cards that you can't cast, before the cards that you can. It's just a general rule. Alright. Drawing the mountain there was pretty nice. Actually, very nice. Since we can do this. I'm actually just gonna cycle the Dranith Healer first. And then just get in there with my dorks. So, even after the Cry of the Carnarium, which was brutal, we still have... Ooh. Wasn't thinking of Omen of the Sun. So this is a Luca deck? I'm so confused. I mean, that's, again, still fine because we have Luris. The worst thing here would be Shadow the Sky. Please don't have Shadow the Sky. I've been kind of calling, or like jinxing myself here. Yorion, okay, if you play Yorion and you get your Omen of the Sun's triggers, that's fine. Since this doesn't count as abilities, we can cycle these all we want. Yep, it's fine. Sure. So we get to just kill the Teferi here. The question is, do we do... How much cycling do we do? I think we definitely cycle at least this. Okay, hitting the second land. Or another land here. I'm not sure what that means. I think I'm just going to do that and cast Luris here. So I'm going to cast... If I cast Luris, I cast a Valiant Protector, and then nothing else. That doesn't seem great. Maybe we just cast the Flourishing Fox, and then attack the Teferi. Teferi doesn't do too much for our deck, but we don't want them to get it back with you, or to reset it with Yorion. It's definitely not what you want. And so right now it kind of seems like we don't have a lot, but again, these cyclers do a lot for our Flourishing Fox. Okay. So they're most likely going to target the Flourishing Fox, and we're going to try and cycle a bunch. We're just going to try and hit a bunch of cyclers. We gotta hit one cycler here. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on! Alright. Oh, so this is not actually this is the, what do you call it? The, okay, so we have the Draenei Stinger now. So now that we drew the Draenei Stinger, I'm gonna actually cast the Rescuer here. And now we have the Draenei Stinger to cycle. But this is not looking great. Yeah, so this is, what is it called? The Dance of the Manse deck. Or Dance of the Manse, like, version. Yeah. As soon as it was Esper, I should have realized that. Most Esper decks just end up being Yorion. Alright. So how do we win this game? I think I'm going to hold this Draenei Stinger and try and draw into a bunch of cyclers. Goodness gracious. I'm just going to pass again. So we still have quite a few... The issue that we have is still a decent amount of lands in our deck, which is real rough. And Oh yeah, yeah. They're just gonna. I think I'm just gonna cycle this and try and get lucky. Yeah. He's gonna get a bunch of life here. That was also kind of why I'm glad I didn't play the Draina Stinger, because it would have just died to the Oath of Kaya. Oh yeah, it's disgusting. It's gonna gain so much life and draw so many cards. This freaking card. Yeah, you're like most treacherous Blessing decks would like have to like worry about like dying against like aggro decks with this. Here they don't even have to worry about it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright, I think the play now is to just cycle this Draina Stinger, try and hit a bunch of cards with cycling. It's kind of our, oh my goodness. Alright. Well. Yeah, this doesn't do much for us. I'm just gonna pass. Yeah, I think this is the only way we win is we draw into a bunch of cycling cards, draw into like another Zenith Flare or two, and just win from there. Goodness gracious. I'm not sure if we can win at this point. We are dead in 2 turns. Or potentially 1 if they play like another card similar to Oath of Kaya or another card that does this damage, even like Castle Ardenvale. Alright, Cycler. All the cycling. Alright, these are some good hits. Some good hits. Alright, so whiff there. Alright, let's cycle one more time. They have... Okay, more. Let's see. Here, they can counter it with a Mystical Dispute, but I think I just gotta risk it here. They have mana down too, so I'm just gonna cast this and hope they don't counter it. Alright, cool. That was great. Up to 22 now. We are nowhere near dying now. And if we draw another Zenith Flare at any point, which there are 3 left in our deck, and we have a bunch of cycling cards still. So yeah. And this is a good way to really punish the slow decks, is to just like sit back and cycle. So, Cavalier. Yep, it's fine. So they give themselves like Golem. They turn their 1/1 into a Golem, or like an Omen or something, yeah. So I'm guessing they don't have counter spells then. Oh, they're disgusting. Disgusting. That's disgusting. They get to do all of that to all of this garbage. Jesus. Alright. Oh, they didn't do it to the Charming Prince. They did it to the Charming Prince. I'm just gonna cycle this. Yay, cycle this. Okay. Oh wait, that was the next set. Wait, so wait. If we hit this, what? All right, I just want to cycle more just to BM, but I can't believe we hit that. Getting the good game. Wow, I did not realize. Oh, because a Charming Prince puts it back on the end of their turn. And then or at the beginning of the next end phase. And it was already the next end phase. So then when the Yorion came in, The cards didn't come back. I thought the cards were going to come right back. Yeah, the cards don't come back, and we're not going to come back until the end of my turn. Wow. Alright. So, I seriously thought we were going to lose that game. But no, we got there. Alright. So, this deck is 3-1? Right? At least 2-1. 3-1? We won against the... whatever the other Lurrus deck was. Lost to... or sorry, we beat... some deck. What deck would we beat? Oh, we would beat the blue-green deck. The blue-green probably growth spiral deck. We beat the Lurrus enchantment deck. And then... and then the Esper deck. Yeah. So it's 2-1. I think I'm going to have to mulligan this hand, just because there's nothing in here that's good. There's no good early play, besides cycling. Much better. Voila. I'm going to put back the mountain here, just because usually our life total doesn't matter, and having all of these cards is more relevant than having another land. Alright, let's lead off on the Flourishing Fox here. So depending on what they play here, Healer's Hawk. Okay. I'm actually going to attack here and bait them. I don't expect... they clearly are not going to do it. But yeah, I just wanted to bait them and then I'm going to play the Valiant Protector. Yeah, there's no reason for them to like even consider blocking, but yeah. Interesting. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Don't like any of those. Could play the Draenith Healer here, but I don't really want to do that. I'm going to play the Planeswalker. I don't expect to be playing a red card, like even the Draenith Stinger. Maybe the Go for Blood I would play here. So actually, let me cycle this now. I thought that was a Go for Blood for a sec. Alright, so with that, I'm probably just going to play the Plains and get in there with our Flourishing Fox. Probably should have cycled one more card, but that's actually fine. This is a little bit of a predicament. Definitely gonna cycle this at least. Okay, cycling that. Cycle this. Okay, there's a mountain. Mountain is nice. I'm actually gonna get in now with both of these. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna cast Lurrus here. I don't expect them to have removal. And Lurrus provides some good life gain. And it means that next turn we can cast our Draenith Stinger and play some stuff. Ugh. That is not good. So, wait. I think I have no choice but to just put everything in front of this. He could have interaction, but I don't think I can. I need to just get rid of his stuff. Yeah. No way. Yeah. Yeah, and now we have no way to deal with this Heliod. Cycle this. Like the football creator's not doing a ton for us. Just gonna cycle this football crater. Goodness gracious. Yeah. Some Gopher Bloods would actually have been good here. I don't think we win this game. There's no way for us to get past this. And he's just got so much stuff. So this is lifelink. So play the Valiant Rescuer. Hope we draw a. I shouldn't have done that yet. Yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna send in the Flourishing Fox and hope that he blocks with. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. There's no reason for him to block with anything else. And now he's got that. Goodness gracious. This is crazy. So definitely blocking here. 9, 12, yeah, so that's lethal. So we have to block the Heliod. So playing the Valiant Rescuer didn't do too much here. Probably should have just cycled it. And that's another counter on something. How do we win this game? Do we win this game? If we get rid of this, well, that's not very helpful. Right, this would be is less than 5. That F is very small. So yeah, killing the Linden wouldn't even do it here. You'd have to hit something. I'm not even sure what we hit at this point. Like another cycling card into Zenith Flare would be like helpful. Okay, this is not pre-recorded. Just want to clarify. So now, we kind of have to kill the Healer's Hawk. I guess we could wait. Oh, he just has the All-Seed. Yeah, he just gives the All-Seed protection. Yeah, him drawing the All-Seed here actually just kind of wrecked us. We'd have to Zenith Flare him. Yeah, there's no point in playing out this game. Him playing the All-Seed there just ruined everything. The Zenith Flare was like a nice play that could have led us to something, but man, we're playing all these weird decks. Not what I expect to play when I play ranked. But I guess there's some element of surprise to it. Alright, so we're 2-2. Once again, let's try and finish with a positive record. Yeah, playing some very, low to the ground decks that kind of play things that we don't interact with well. Like Ginger Brute and Heliod are just things that this deck doesn't really plan on seeing on the opposite side. Alright, so our last opponent timed out, but here we are for the 5th game. Alright. And so we got some decent stuff here. Don't have Flourishing Fox or a Valiant Rescuer, but I'm going to try keeping this. I think it's decent. Probably going to just cycle the Frostveil Ambush. We're playing against Obosh. Actually, so the life gain here from the healers will be nice. So actually, I should have looked more at our opponent's side of the board first. But in any case, this will be a pretty effective hand. Drannith Stinger. Alright, let's just cast our Drannith Healer. And just gaining a bunch of life a turn could just be enough. So most likely playing 2 1-drops here. We are not going to be blocking this Gutter Bones. Whisper Squad. Second Whisper Squad? Oh, Knight of the Ebon Legion. Alright. So let's just play the Dranith Healer and pass? I could play lane and play Knight of the Ebon Legion, but that doesn't concern me. Yeah, let's just play this and pass. If they play a land and just like use Knight, like they're not advancing their board as much, and also they can't attack. So yeah, and they could just use like Whisper. Okay. So this is mono black Obosh. I'm gonna cycle first just to see what we draw. So memory leak. Could just block the Knight. The Knight to me is the biggest problem. If they play Obosh next turn. Actually, it's not the biggest problem to play Obosh next turn. But either way, I think I'm blocking here. Just to get it off the board. Flourishing Fox is nice. So actually we have 3/1 mana cyclers. So yeah, if they block with Obosh, or if they cast Obosh here, it's a little bit of a concern. Because you're gonna have to do some blocking here. Yep. Alright, so let's do a bunch of cycling. Cycling. More cycling. Hopefully we draw a red source here so I know that I can have Zenith Flare, because if I can, I'm actually going to just block Whisper Squad probably. Does that make sense to me? No, I probably should just block Gutter Bones just to reduce the total amount of damage. Because then I Zenith Flare the Obosh, leave them with just a Whisper Squad? No, that doesn't make sense, because then they can activate the Whisper Squad. Yeah, it's good to think about this, even though I'm taking 2 more damage than I would normally. In this case, it works out more in my favor. And here we're just going to jam with Flourishing Fox here. Not too much of an incentive to block. Yeah. Oath Sworn Knight. Very interesting. 2. Goodness. Right. Hopefully you draw a cycler here. Wait. Probably just need to cast a Dranith Healer. Wait. Let's play Luris and let's play a Dranith Healer. Yeah. Are we attacking here? No, because, yeah, these guys probably just gonna block a bunch. These guys have to attack. It's unclear whether the Gutter Bones attacks. Okay, Knight of the Ebon Legion. Drawing any cycler here would be nice. I'm actually going to block here and here. We're going to take 5, but sword. Yeah, they get back their Gutter Bones. Oh. Okay, I guess they think they're dead? Not sure why they think they're dead. But we take those. Alright. Anyways, those are some pretty good games, especially the one against the Orion deck. I think it demonstrates kind of both of the ways in which this deck, like you saw this deck kill on turn 4 potentially, like the first game where you kill on turn 4, and then the games where we just cycle a bunch, and cast a Zenith Flare for, I think it was like 15, 16, 17, whatever. So, you know, it's very interesting to see that the Luris gives this deck the ability to have resilience and late game power, and then just be so efficient in terms of playing Fox and Rescuers early in the game, cycling a bunch, and having reach with Zenith Flare. So, very cool deck, and very great to see that there's a deck like this that exists that can be built with just commons and uncommons. So if you are in the need for a budget deck, or you have some of these cards just in your collection, whether it's in paper or online, go ahead and give the deck a try out, and let me know how it goes. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a like, go ahead and leave a comment, and look out for more videos.